Tried to work through words in my head to have this conversation about 6 or 7 times at this point, probably more than that. And I'm starting to realize that it's just not going to be perfect. So, whatever happens with this take is whatever happens. If you know me personally, then this is probably a bit of a surprise, as I've not really been anywhere for the past while, and if you've never seen me before or don't know me that well, then good to have you here as well. What I'm about to talk about is a bit of a personal statement. It's one that I'm comfortable sharing, of course, but it's one that I didn't really think I was going to have, but it's one that I feel like I need to have for not just myself, but anyone else who may be feeling a similar way compared to me. Back in middle school, I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Now, that term is something that means a lot of different things to different people, but when I was in middle school, all that it seemed to mean for me was an explanation for those times where my chest would tense up, my heartbeat would quicken, my stomach would start to hurt, and my thoughts would scream at me various things and start to flail around everywhere. Come to realize that obviously there's more to it than that. In high school, about 2021, I had a very small cut group of friends who I would talk to consistently. Things had thinned out quite considerably by that point for a lot of reasons, and people were a lot more secluded, but I was thankful to have people to talk to. And it's also why I felt really, really terrible. Sometimes I would seclude myself in a corner of a hallway that no one would ever find me in, and refuse to talk to anybody. I would completely isolate myself and hope to God no one ran into me and would confront me on what I was doing or why I wasn't there. And every time I did it, I just thought to myself, what the hell is wrong with you? These are the few people who are willing to give you a chance. Why are you doing this? I wrestled with those thoughts for years, and it would manifest in a few other ways too. When I was in online conversations, or when I am on Discord calls, anything like that, I would immediately shut down if like 5 people were in the same conversation at once. Even 3 or 4 is where it gets messy for me. I would have these small freakouts and breakdowns to myself. I would have these rising pits in my stomach. I would freak out over if I thought conflict was going on at any point, even if it was just slight misunderstandings. It's around this time that I knew I needed a break. And last year I did take one. Funnily enough, October 30th is when I made a unlisted update video for it that I don't think I'm gonna post anymore, because this, if anything, feels like a bit of a response to it than anything else. But the feeling was always there. I felt like it was impacting my productivity, my life, and of course my mental health, and I needed to figure out what to do about it. I needed to get over it. Come this last time, I was overwhelmed again with myself, with things other people were going through. Things piled up, and, you know, things sometimes just line up at bad points, and I needed out. I didn't know what I needed out of, but I just needed to get out of what I was in. So I cut off communication with everybody who I was still talking to, and as I'm recording this, I'm still doing that. And it was that time with myself that I began to think of why the heck I was like this, and really, what do I do? It's that alone time, though, that really proved to be some of the most beneficial time I ever took for myself. I was gradually getting better about doing my work more punctually, both in school and in my personal project life. Creatively, I felt more fulfilled because of that, and I generally felt like I was a lot of a happier person. And I just thought to myself, how long overdue was this? That I'm feeling this euphoric from not having anybody else to talk to or to worry about. And it's when I realized that I didn't just have an anxiety disorder. My anxiety disorder was way more socially geared than I thought it was. All of those times where I'd feel terrible over not talking to people or wonder why I was like this and just refusing and actively hiding from talking to people, it wasn't normal to me, but I'm realizing that it was normal. It's a normal feeling. It's how I am. Sometimes I do want to talk to people, but there is that barrier there. There is that cloud of anxiety there that prevents me, in a sense, from doing that. And in those times it does sting, but what I've learned most of all is giving myself grace. I can't help the way I am, unfortunately, and in some aspects, this is a part of me that's going to stay for a long time, but learning to be okay with that, and learning that it's okay to spend time with yourself instead of other people, to spend time being by yourself and caring for yourself instead of other people if it's what you need. That was important for me. For years of me guilt-tripping myself for feeling like a bad friend, for not engaging, for socially cutting myself off, I had started to realize how normal it actually was. I started to realize there was a lot of other people that feel exactly how I do. Some of them were my own friends, so I just never really talked to about it before. And that changed a lot of things for me. I began to feel okay about the fact that I couldn't socially keep up as much as other people could. And that leads me to where I am now. It's the 28th of October, 2025, as I'm recording this. I have no idea when this will be uploaded, and I have no idea what I'm going to do in the meantime. But judging from the fact I'm making this, I can't imagine I'll be much longer. There's been a lot of things that have cropped up since, and a lot of things I've also been working on that I'm very anxious to show people, but it's the good kind of anxious. Either way, I'm making this for one reason. If you're in a position where you feel so behind, you feel like you can't socially keep up with the people around you, I guess I just wanted to make this as your reminder. It's okay to take time to care for yourself. It's okay to take time away from people, even who you love. I absolutely love my friends. They're some of the most important people to me. I love my parents too. I love all the people who are in my life. They're wonderful people. But even good people, you can sometimes need a break from. Sometimes being by yourself is something you need. It doesn't work like that for everyone, but if that's you, then take that time for yourself. And so long as you communicate with the people who you love, so long as the people who you love are understanding, which I'm sure they will be, you're doing nothing wrong by just taking a little bit of your time to be with your thoughts and to be happy by yourself. From me to you, if you are that kind of person, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm gonna keep on keeping on as well, and I hope you do the same. If you don't know me at all personally, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this conversation, as it's one that I do feel a little strongly about, admittedly. And if you do know me, I hope to see you soon. I hope you all take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, have a dang good one, and I will see you when I see you. Take care.